Greetings. I'm a little bit late. Thank you for joining me. Last night, in this experiment of maybe doing some live streaming, we ran into some issues since this is my first time. And so I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know whether or not this broadcast actually shows me in the landscape horizontal mode as you're viewing it. But when I went last night to publish it as an archive on my page, it tilted everything sideways. Not portrait, but I was all a kilter. So I'm hoping to solve that. So if you're watching this, I don't know if you'll be able to comment while I'm doing this. I didn't find any comment section where I could activate that. So perhaps when I post it on my regular page, the Jeff Lowe page, perhaps you can make comments and observations and suggestions. I'm decorating a little bit more, as I have a nice tablecloth. I have a nice Christmas tree here. And in the back, thanks to my sister-in-law, Linda, she taught me where this, here we go. I need to be like a weathercaster, huh? She taught me how to click the setting so Santa would show up in the correct configuration. So welcome. We are in Santa's studio here. I'm testing something new. I have up above me, I have a ceiling fan, and it's very hot in here. And I have all the windows and door closed because I don't want lots of noise from the outside to come in, and I'm thankful that fan is not making any noise. So one of the issues last night was the music was too loud. And I think that's because the music was coming out of my cell phone, which is also receiving my voice to broadcast it. So what I'm doing is I'm using Mrs. Claus's cell phone, and I downloaded some Christmas music. Santa Parade is what it's called. If you're on Spotify, and you can find Santa Parade as the name of the playlist. That's one of the playlists I use that I compiled for different events that I appear at. So I have also a mug here. I don't know if this is reversed or not, with some water. And so if you'll let me know, I know somebody has posted on the page, but I cannot read that because it's too far away. You are now on this tripod, probably about 4 feet away from me, and so you'll notice the beard is coming in nicely. If any of the kids are watching, Santa was asked by his son to cut the beard off back in January. And so immediately after the wedding, I started growing it back. And so now we're about 4 months in of growing the beard. It'll be another 6 or 7 months until Santa hopefully starts making appearances. For many of you who are, what do you call it, cloistered in isolation in your homes, we too at the North Pole are experiencing that. And so you'll notice Santa's hair is growing long as well, but that is just fine. As the beard grows, I have my comb here. Here I am brushing my hair. You'll notice I have gloves. These are my gloves. I have about a dozen pair that I use. And a new thing here is this. It is a beard comb. And I actually have 3 of these because they get lost easily. Again, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If there are any children tuning in, say hello to Santa. As I begin this process of broadcasting live, periodically I'll try to publish ahead of time when I'll be doing it. I'll be answering questions that adults, but also children, ask Santa. As you probably heard last night, Santa visits probably about 15,000 children and adults each year. And I've been doing this for quite a few years now. And I get lots of questions. The number one question, can you guess what it is? Children? Adults, can you guess what Santa's number one question is that he receives? Where are your reindeer? That's the number one question that I receive. And so that's one of the questions I'll be answering as we go through this process of broadcasting live. I have a whole list that I'm developing of the most frequently asked questions of Santa. And the other thing that I'd like to start doing is sharing. Just like I shared my beard comb, I'll also start sharing items like Santa's, let me see if I can bring this around without knocking things down. This is Santa's scepter. Big tall walking stick, 6 feet tall. And this was custom made by one of my elves. It's a beautiful, beautiful walking stick, but it also has a magical feature. And that has to do with reindeer and Rudolph navigating the sleigh around the world. Sometimes we get into snow and rain and lightning and clouds, and sometimes Rudolph's nose has a hard time navigating using our GPS worldwide system. And so on the very tip of my scepter, there are images of Rudolph with a red nose. And so sometimes Santa will need to help Rudolph using the scepter to navigate around the world when weather gets rough. How are you, everyone? Are you doing okay? Ho, ho, ho! Santa's having a good time. I'm enjoying my time of solitude, and you'll notice in the back, over here, there we go, right over there, there are a couple, let's go that way, a couple metal sculptures in red. All of the art you see behind me are custom pieces that Santa has purchased, and you'll see that there are icicle lights as well. And of course, I love my Christmas tree. It's not a live Christmas tree, but it was one that was given to me as a gift, very reasonably priced as well. And it came almost as thin as this scepter in a box. And I had to take an hour and peel down every little branch. But the branches aren't cheap plastic. They're very lovely individual needles, and the pine cones that you can see here are actually real. And so I love my pine tree. Anyhow, if you have any questions, send them to Santa on the posting when I post this. I might delete the post if I discover that, again, it is twisted the wrong way when I'm posting it. I'm just hoping, let me know if you can, let me know if this video now is live to you, and also whether or not it's in the horizontal or landscape mode. I certainly hope it is. I hit the settings that YouTube told me to, but I will find out when I post it whether or not they worked or not. Anyhow, it's good seeing you. I'm glad you were able to join Santa. I'm hoping that once I get this going live for sure, I'm not going to be going live on my Jeff Lowe page. I'll be going live on my other Facebook page, I Believe in Santa, Ho Ho Ho. So if you haven't gone over to like that page yet and to follow it, go over to I Believe in Santa, Ho Ho Ho. I think there's a picture of Santa there, and click like or whatever you do to follow Santa and be notified when I start to broadcast. But I'll probably, for a short while, notify on my regular Jeff Lowe page here, and then as well on my Santa page. I think Santa has more followers on that page. I also might announce it on my I Believe in Santa Ho 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 Instagram page, and I don't know that you can broadcast there, but anyhow, I'm going to hopefully share an object with the children, answer a question that they may have, talk to them a little bit about what some of the back history is and what some of the backstory is about Santa and the excitement, and answer questions the children have, as well as sharing different objects. I'm hoping to read a story periodically. I'm hoping to read letters that children send to Santa. And you can post those letters. You can send Santa messages on his I Believe in Santa Ho 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 on Facebook. There's a way to email and send messages to Santa right there, or make a comment, and I'll be happy to answer all of those questions that your children may have. So I'm hoping to get the word out, and if this is in some way going to be helpful to anybody at all, to be with Santa in these special times, that's the intent, is to bring a little bit of joy and a little bit of happiness to people's lives. Of course, it doesn't substitute for the thousands and thousands and thousands of hugs that I receive from adults and children during the Christmas season, and that I also provide, because that's a unique connection. But I'm hoping to keep this broadcast to between 15, 20 minutes maybe. I don't want to go too long, as I'm going tonight. The other thing I'd like you to tell me is, can you hear my voice? Do I need to speak louder? Or is my voice doing okay? I'm not broadcasting music from my cell phone, which is mounted on the tripod. I'm actually using a different phone that has Santa's playlist on it. And you might be able to hear a little bit of that music. I don't want it to be too loud so it doesn't overpower my voice. Can you tell me if the sound is okay with my voice and with the music? Can you hear the music? Anyhow, tell me if the music can be heard or if it has to be louder. Okay, and I appreciate your feedback. If you have any suggestions, I'd like to hear that. But I'm trying to, again, keep this very, very simple, and that means using a Christmas tree that I already had, using Christmas lights that I already had. This bright light on my face is coming from a light over here off to the side, which is simply one that I got out of Santa's workshop, and other objects that are here. So I have 2 additional backdrops that I might be using when I change settings in different parts of my studio here. And those backdrops, you know, I'll set those up on the wall, but I kind of like what's going on with this one, with the Christmas light, the icicle lights and the Christmas trees that Santa so much loves. Anyhow, I think that'll do it for now. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for taking the time to come on into my visit. Stay positive and pass forward the joy, the happiness, the positive energy that you have inside you to be able to share it with other people. We'll get through this as we start to take care of each other. It may be you grocery shop for someone, or it could be you're in your home and someone else is doing your shopping. It could be you don't have very many helpers, but maybe you can help by being positive on your Facebook or in some other way, or making a phone call or texting someone. But it's about paying it forward, sending the karma out so that we can all get through this together. And so if you have any suggestions for Santa, post those when I try to post this on my regular Facebook page. Again, this is all going to be a mystery to me about whether or not it's broadcast. Tell me if it's broadcast horizontally in the landscape mode. And when you review it on the page, tell me, and I'll be able to see whether or not it's askew or not. So at this moment, when I actually start to do this, I have one of my Christmas shirts on. You'll notice I have Santa's glasses on. And what I'll be doing is I'll be broadcasting in Santa's full Santa suit. Pants, jacket, gloves, belt. I'll be sharing Santa's belt. I'll be sharing Santa's new boots. This is something no one's ever seen. Santa got new boots last Christmas time from Elf Cobbler. Elf Cobbler did a wonderful job of making Santa beautiful new boots, but they've never been worn because he didn't quite get done with them in time for my appearances. And so he finished them just as my appearances were ending. But I'll bring out the new boots and display those for you, and you could ask questions about the boots if you want. Anyhow, it's been good visiting with you. Thank you for coming aboard here and saying hello to Santa and having this brief visit. Stay positive, and I'll see you next time. Now I'm going to try and reach over and turn this off, and we'll see if I can do it without falling. Here we go. Okay. Can you see what we're doing here? There we go. Okay, now let's see here. Oh, there we go. I'm now looking at the screen, and Jen Mascari, wonderful teacher, and I'll have to tell you, if she'll give me permission, I'll have to tell you the story of how Jen and I met. And Adam Renfro is watching. Hello, Adam. Linda Potter. Hi, Jeff. You look like you're headed in the right direction. Thank you so very much. So maybe at the end of each segment, I'll be able to pull the phone back to me and say hello to you. I don't know that I can respond here and text back, but for now, a merry early Christmas. Blessings be with you, and peace as well. Goodbye.